Have you been sucked into other people's drama? Have you been sucked into their lives, and the next thing you know, it's not you living your life anymore. Now you're experiencing all these other issues and all this compounded problems with something that doesn't really even affect you. How did it get there? How did it get so far gone? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how we stop getting sucked into other people's drama and how to understand when it's about to happen, because sometimes we don't even see it. When you're so close to certain people, you don't even realize what's happening until it could be too late. Hey friends, glad to be back today. And today I want to talk about not getting sucked into other people's drama. Oh gosh. Okay, I know that many of us have gotten sucked into drama and we didn't even know we were getting sucked in. You were listening to somebody tell you a story about a situation and the next thing you know, you've taken sides, right? So how do we not get sucked into this? Because the first thing that I find when it comes to drama is that taking sides is the first problem. Okay, anytime that you're asked to take sides or anytime that you actually take sides, we really need to think about this because there's multiple things that can happen after you've taken sides, right? And the first thing you want to think about is, why do I even need to take a side? Like, really think about this, because sometimes things can happen in the heat of the moment. Sometimes things can happen when you're not even expecting it. And the next thing you know, you're listening to a situation and this person thinks that you've taken sides, and it becomes awful and very stressful. I've also realized that sometimes when we're taking other people's drama and dealing with it, is we're getting involved in things that we shouldn't even get involved in. We're allowing someone to tell us the role that we're going to play or the side we're going to take or what we're going to do. But to me, we have to really think about our own independence, our own autonomy. Why do I need to take sides? Why do I need to be told what to do? And why do I even need to be involved? Okay, and so this is very interesting because nowadays in the life and times of reality TV, right, we have a tendency of not really knowing when we're getting sucked into other people's drama. It can be interesting to listen to. It can be exciting. It can be very tantalizing, interesting, and fun. But at the same time, when it comes down to it, we could be in the middle of something that we don't even want to be in the middle of. Let me clue you into some situations that you definitely want to be aware of, that you definitely want to, like when you hear this or when this is happening, I want it to be like ding, 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 wait a second, okay, danger. Okay, seriously, this is danger. Because the last thing you need is this stress on top of your work or your school stress or you're raising your children and all that stuff. You don't need all this on top of that already, right? So when a friend or a family member wants you to take sides over an argument that they had with either their spouse, another friend, or a family member. Okay, I want you to think about this, because what good does that do? Okay, what good does it do taking sides? Okay, especially in something that's not directly involved with you. Okay, so it's your sister and your sister's husband, right? And she's like, hey, this is what's going on here. I get it that it's your sister, but they're married, they have children together. Is this really where you want to be, is on one side of this battle or another? Because at any moment, this battle could end. Okay, at any moment, this battle could be a non-battle altogether. And there you are holding the bag on a situation, and then your brother-in-law is like, yeah, I remember how you treated me. I remember how all this went down. And now you have somebody that's got animosity towards you in the family, right? Another thing is when a couple is arguing about something and they want you to take sides, or they're telling you all these different things about the other person, all the bad things about the other person, stepping back and analyzing what they're telling you, you haven't seen. Okay? So remember that when someone's telling you about how bad someone is, let's say somebody's telling you about somebody being physically abusive. Let's say, and this is extreme stuff, but you got to put it out there. Let's say that somebody's talking about someone having a drug addiction problem. Let's say that someone's talking about an alcohol problem. Let's say that somebody's talking about it doesn't matter what, a gambling issue, gambling issues, a porn addiction, all these types of things. When you hear this stuff and someone's telling you about it, they're wanting you to get on their side, right? But you don't have any evidence to prove that this person has this issue. Whether or not it's true or false, you don't know. And so in that type of situation, when somebody's like telling you their story about the other person and basically trying to get you on their side, you really need to take a step back at that moment. And I'm not saying run out of wherever you are, but you really need to take a step back and say, hey, I care about you as a friend. but I haven't seen any of this to be true, and it sounds true, but I don't want to be involved in this, okay? And the thing is that if somebody's really your friend and they really care about you, they're not going to pull you into their drama, okay? Because if they really are your friend, they want you to be their friend. They don't want you to be in the middle of this drama. Another situation that I want you to think about that's very important is when people you know are getting divorced, okay? When somebody you know that's very close to you is getting divorced, you really, even though you might really care about this person, if you care about both of the people involved, you're going to have to step back, okay? Your role as a friend, if you want to stay friends with this person, is to step back. And I know that some people say, well, no, that's my friend and they're going through a divorce. But if you know both people involved, how are you going to take sides? One. Two, people reconcile all the time, okay? People get back together all the time. And if you've taken a side, you look like the biggest ass, okay? And guess what? Once you've taken that side, you've already burned bridges with one of them, okay? Now you might burn bridges with both of them later on because they might decide to get back together and they didn't like what you said that day about their husband or wife, right? It's really interesting how at the time you might be thinking you're the best of friends with this person by doing what they're asking you to do, but you could turn out to be enemy number one, okay? What I've also realized is that when they're getting divorced, if they don't understand the fact that you are their friend and that you step back for a reason, that's their own problem, okay? So what happens is that divorces can take a very long time, but after the fact and when it's over, you can always reach out and say, hey, I was giving space because I care about y'all and I didn't want to get in the middle of it. If they don't appreciate that, they're not your friend anyway, because the thing about divorce is that it leaves a lot of pain in the wake of itself, and anybody that gets involved could possibly be involved with this divorce and could possibly be hated by one or the other or both. And the last things that I want you to think of is when somebody's trying to pull you in, does this affect me? I want you to ask yourself, does this actually affect me? The second thing is it beneficial or necessary in my life to get involved with this? And I'm going to ask that again. Is it beneficial or necessary in my life to be involved with this? And if you answer no to that question, you really need to step back, because what that's saying is that there really is no reason for you to be involved. If this is a divorce between two other people, why are you even seeing your way into it? If people are trying to pull you into it, why are you allowing other people to control you? Okay? You have enough on your plate. And remember, lastly, if they don't get it, they weren't your friends to begin with. Okay? Because friends actually respect other people's time. They respect their stress level. They respect their family obligations, right? And if they're trying to pull you in on something that's going to take a lot of mind share, a lot of energy, a lot of emotional stuff, they're not your friends, and they're only thinking about themselves. And so think about this. If you're in the situation and you're asked to take sides, really step back and analyze, does this benefit me? Is this necessary for my life? And if it's not, really take a step back and analyze and have that conversation. It's better to be open and say, hey, I don't want to be involved. I care about you, but I'm not going to take sides. And if they have a problem with it, then you see your answer. Then you realize that those people probably weren't that close to you to begin with, and maybe the relationship was more smokescreen and mirrors. If not, and they really truly are your friends, they will understand. And they'll understand that you actually care, and they'll actually understand that you don't want to make waves, and that you do want to stay back because you don't want to take sides. And I think anybody would be really happy to hear that, especially going through a situation like this, to know that you're going to be there when it's all over. I hope this video has helped you. In the meantime, in the comments section, let me know, have you been pulled into a situation where you were asked to take a side? And if you did, how did that turn out? Okay, because I know in my experience in the past, the messenger, and I hate to use this, the messenger always got shot. It seems like when you get pulled into something, and I've been there before, you kind of become target number one, right? And sometimes it's worked out differently for other people, but I'd love to hear your story and what happened in your life. And please share this with other friends and family that you have, because this is some powerful stuff, right? We're trying to live our true life. We're working to live our true life, and taking on other people's drama and other people's issues is not living our true life. Oh, by the way, it might seem redundant, but don't forget to live your true life.